So now we can talk about how is it that this diet meets our body's needs. Okay? Let's back up just a little bit. Let's talk about nutrition for a second. Okay, when we talk about nutrition, we're talking about two types of nutrients. Okay? Macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats and proteins. Okay, that's all there is. Micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, phytonutrients. Now phytonutrient, that's a broad class. Phyto means plant. So phytonutrients is a name for all the rest of the stuff. Okay? And there's a lot. Some experts have suggested that maybe we've identified 5 to 10% of the nutrients in plant foods. That's it. I mean, it's kind of silly to sit around talking about, well, how do you get enough of this and that when we don't even really know what we're talking about? How does every other species do it? Anyone? Trial and error? You think? Do you think so? You think a baby cow is born and says, I don't know what to, maybe I'll try eating some fruit? No, you know what? Maybe I'll eat a tiger. Maybe I'll try eating a tiger. Right? No! They are naturally attracted to their natural diet. Every species. Okay? Now think about this. Okay? In fact, before I get lost, let me back up. Why I talk about the macro and micronutrients is because, with very few exceptions, every species needs the same ones. There are a few exceptions. For instance, we talked last week or the week before about English sailors developing scurvy, becoming dependent on limes, right? That's why they were called limeys. The rats on the ships didn't get scurvy. Why not?
They make their own vitamin C?
They can make vitamin C. Okay, we can't make it. There's no reason for us to need to make it. Why? Because what we're supposed to be eating are foods that are all high in vitamin C. Why would we have to make it? Okay? Rats are able to eat all kinds of things. They may not be eating any fresh food, depending on where they are. But you and I, that's all we're naturally attracted to. Okay, when I say naturally attracted to, what I mean is the things in nature. So think about all the stuff that grows on the planet or that's available in nature. Plants, animals, etc. Okay, raise your hand if when a bunny rabbit hops by, your mouth starts to water. It doesn't happen. Okay, what we all do is we all go, oh, look how cute that is. Right? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah.
Is that what happens to a natural carnivore? No. They go, lunch. Okay, that's what's going through their mind is that looks exactly like food and I'm now going to kill it. Okay, we don't have that response. This should be really clear. Okay, I mean if you've never thought about this, imagine a cow wakes up not in a CAFO. In case you're not familiar with the term CAFO, CAFO means confined area feeding operation. These are factory farms. Okay, so most cows today wake up, in prison, in a building where they never see sunlight. But imagine a cow here, right? There's dairy cows on most of the farms around us. They wake up in the morning, they look around, they're like, holy crap, I've died and gone to heaven. I'm surrounded by grass. How does it get any better than this? Okay? Now, would you have that reaction if you woke up on a field of grass? Would you look around and go, oh my gosh, look how lucky I am. There's grass everywhere. I can eat all day. No, there's no attraction to that. So of all the things available in nature, what is it do you think that we're actually naturally attracted to?
Fruits and vegetables.
Fruit and
Vegetables.
And vegetables? Really? Are you naturally attracted to vegetables? You think? Think about this. Anybody ever walk through the landscape and see the green top of a carrot and go, that looks delicious? No. We don't even eat that part. The part that people eat, which isn't food for us, is underground. You don't see it. Okay? Root vegetables, why would we be attracted to those? This makes sense. This, I mean, there's lots of, as I said, there are lots of ways we can approach this. We can approach this from the standpoint of nutrition. Can we get our needs met? What are they? Is there enough of all this stuff? And we can look at that this week. Over this next week, we're going to focus on food. But let's start with this approach, okay? Every species is naturally attracted to its particular diet. Is anybody else here gonna suggest that they're naturally attracted to vegetables? If you walk through the landscape and see vegetables, I mean, of course, we've got some acculturation. You might be looking at broccoli and go, oh yeah, that tastes really good with cheese on it. But does it really taste all that good by itself when it's raw?
Like cucumber, for example, cucumber is outside and that's a vegetable and we are,
Oh, I thought it was a fruit.
oh, it's a fruit.
It is a fruit. Yeah. Fruit, botanically speaking, fruit means fleshy covering of seed.
How about
Okay.
tomato?
Tomato, does it have seeds? Okay, so a tomato is an interesting case because a tomato is a fruit, except for in the United States, because the government declared it a vegetable 100 years ago. So it's a vegetable in the US and it's a fruit everywhere else. Okay? It's a fruit. Okay? Anything that contains seeds, fleshy covering a seed, is a fruit. So there was a question earlier, how about the other fruits? And what I said was, fruits are good. Doesn't mean we should eat them all. Are there fruits we shouldn't eat? Yeah. Squashes are fruits. Anybody really attracted to raw squash? Remember, in nature, okay, and animals eat whatever's available to them in their natural habitat without needing any machines, without needing to cook or process anything. Their natural diet always is 100% made of those things that don't require them to cook or process them. So most of us are probably not really attracted to pumpkins. I like carving them, but I don't really want to eat them.
How about carrots?
Well, again, I mean, first of all, would we even notice them? They're underground. Okay? Now, carrots taste good. They're sweet. And they're easier to digest than most root vegetables, which isn't much competition. Because, like, you can't digest a beet. They're virtually indigestible in their natural state. Okay? So, but the first piece is, if you're walking through the landscape, what are you attracted to? I'm going to suggest that probably none of us are actually attracted to vegetables, except for the fact that we've been trained to think, oh, that's good for me, I should eat that. In their natural state, I mean, does anyone here not get excited about fruit? We've got so many varieties of fruit here, about 125. I don't remember what they all are. I'll see a tree fruiting. I have no idea what the fruit is, and I get excited. I'm like, cool, fruit. What is it? I don't know. What's it taste like? No idea. But it's fruit. Isn't that cool? We got fruit. Like, that's our natural response. Is it just me? Does anybody else have that response? Okay? You know, it's been suggested by some scientists that, I don't know if you're aware of this, not every species can see color. Being able to see color requires a much more complex eye. Some species can, some species can't, because they don't need to. It's been suggested we can see color, so we can see ripe fruit. Because if it was all the same color as the leaves, how would we find it? I say same color. If we can't see color, the red, yellow might look like the leaf to us. But it stands out to us when it's ripe. It makes it easy for us to find it. Okay? Does this make sense? Right? So think about it from this perspective. What else are you really attracted to in its natural state? Does anybody ever look at wheatgrass and think, that looks delicious? No! Absolutely not. And can we eat it the way it is? Well, you can chew it up and swallow it, but you're not digesting it because Grass is all cellulose. That's why people run it through a machine. If we have to run something through a machine, what does that tell you about that substance's place in a natural diet for our bodies? Doesn't have one.